Guys, it's your girl Passion. Welcome back to my channel. So today you guys have questions and I have answers. So I'm going to be doing a Q&A on conjugal visiting. So I have my notepad here that I wrote some questions down on, and I'm going to be giving you guys some answers. So first and foremost, how to get family visits. So you have to be married in order to even think about family visiting. So that's number one, you have to be married. Number two is, does everyone qualify? Just because you are married does not mean that you qualify. For example, after I got married, before I even thought about getting married, I have a video on how much time my husband has, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say now, my husband has life in prison. So before, when we were thinking about getting married in the beginning, we weren't even able to get conjugal visiting. It was a law that people with life could not get conjugal visiting. So we went ahead and got married anyway, and just so happened the law passed after we got married, and we were able to get family visiting. So people who had life did not qualify, and now, you know, those certain people do qualify depending on your behavior. Since you've been in there, you have to be out of trouble for a certain amount of time and, you know, rehabilitating yourself. So you have to be, your husband has to be following the rules, and you have to be following the rules in order for you to even qualify to get the visit. So just to be clear, just because you're married does not mean that you will qualify, because I was married, but under those circumstances at that time, we were not able to get visits. Luckily now we are, but we still have to follow the rules in order to continue to get them. So next question is, how often are they? So for different prisons, it's different. For the prison that my husband is at, I believe is every 3 months, if I'm not mistaken, but depending on how many people are getting them, you know, it might be longer, it might be 2 months, or, you know, it just depends. So each prison have different guidelines for how often. Some people is every 30 days and every 45 days. It's just different depending on what state and what prison in that state. The next question is, what can you bring? So when you go to a family visit, you are spending the night. So you will pack a bag. What I will pack, I will just say what I'll bring. And like I said, for each prison is different rules. So you will have to check with them before you go. You cannot, I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell you what you can't bring first and what you cannot bring. So you can bring blankets, you can bring sheets. The blankets that you bring, they are specific. They cannot be like padded blankets. So like if it's a bed set that you have on your bed that's thick, that has the cotton in between it, you cannot bring those kind of blankets. It has to be, I believe it's called a fleece blanket or something sort of like a throw. So one layer blanket, nothing in between, it's just one thin layer. So those are the kind of blankets that you can bring in. So sheets, pillowcases, you cannot bring. Sorry again, y'all. I said I'm gonna tell y'all first what you can bring. So that's what you can bring. Sheets, pillowcases, and as far as clothes, you can wear whatever you want to wear inside. After you get into the little apartment with your husband, you can wear whatever you want. You know, little shorts, whatever the case may be. You can bring travel size things, nothing with alcohol in it, as far as like shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste. I don't believe with the prison my husband is at that you can bring Listerine mouthwash or whatever, because I think it does have alcohol in it. So nothing with alcohol in it. And what else can you bring? Just normal stuff, sandals, you know, normal things like that that you can bring. What you can't bring is plug up items. So if you got your hair flat iron, stuff like that, you cannot bring curling irons, flat irons. You can't, of course, bring things that are like weapon, knives, you know, stuff like that. Like they provide all the stuff there for you. As far as cooking utensils, pots and pans, and all that stuff is in there already. So you cannot bring things like that. Nothing with alcohol in it. No, when I say nothing, I mean nothing with alcohol in it. What else can't you bring? You can't bring wire bras. You can't wear those in regular visiting. You can't wear it in that visiting. So you do have to have a sports bra. What else can you bring? I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, you would have to check with the prison that you go to, but those are pretty much the things that you cannot bring. So normal stuff that you would use at home or normal size stuff. It has to be travel size. It cannot be alcohol, like some shampoos and soaps and stuff like that has alcohol in it. You make sure you read the ingredients on the back, and you can bring a regular size, like a regular size body wash or whatever, but you have to bring travel size, those little clear, you can get them from like Walmart, the travel size containers that are empty, and the police have to watch you pour it into the travel size containers. For the prison that my husband is at, you can bring as many sizes, I'm sorry, not as many sizes, as many containers that you want in there. So you can just, you know, if you want lotion, you can pour a whole bunch of lotion, all of them, but you just can't take the full size. It has to be in those travel size containers. So next question, how long do you stay? Again, depending on the prison, it's different. Some is 72 hours. For my husband, it is 48 hours. So you spend a night, 2 days. So it's 3 days and 2 nights, pretty much, because you leave on that third day in the morning. You don't spend a night. So 3 days and 2 nights. Are children allowed? Children are allowed. Your child, I'm not sure if you can bring like a niece or nephew. I don't really think so. But you can bring your children. You have to make sure you have their birth certificate and all that kind of stuff. Your child does not have to be biologically related to your husband, but you can bring children with you. And I think it's like a certain amount. So if you have like a lot of kids, like 7, I think it's, depending on the prison. This prison, I think, is only up to 5 visitors. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Are the guidelines the same for every prison? No, the guidelines are not the same for every prison. It's different. It's different rules, different clothing, everything is different. Can you get pregnant, or is that against the rules? From my understanding, I think, and I'm speaking for every prison, I've never heard or never seen anywhere in a different state or whatever the case may be that you cannot get pregnant. You don't have to be on birth control. It is your choice. You can use protection if you want to. I think they provide the inmates with like protection, or I believe you can bring in your own protection. Just whatever you bring in, just make sure it's brand new, so they can see that it hasn't been opened or tampered with. Open it in front of them. But you can get pregnant, you can conceive, you can start another family if you want to. That is absolutely not against the rules. Can you, I just said that, use protection. You can use protection. Who can all go on the visit? So from my understanding, I've heard before that the parents of your husband can go. I did hear that someone's mother was brought, the wife and the mother came along, and I think that is, as far as the kids, that's it pretty much, is the kids and the parent, or maybe the father, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about sisters or anything like that, but again, it's a certain amount of people who can come on the visit as well, and they have to be qualified. You have to be able to be approved. You have to send in a visiting form and all that to be approved to even come on a visit as well. And next question, what do you eat? So you don't bring food, you have a list that you order from. So your husband will get a list and he will pick out the different foods and stuff that's on that list. I'm sure for every prison is different. And they have this new thing now that the wife can do. I'm not sure if this is for everybody, but the company name is Walkinghurst, and you can either order online, or you can call and they'll mail you a list and you can do it over the phone and order. So it has like different seasonings, little snacks and different things like that. So the process of getting food for your family visiting, again, you cannot bring it in, you have to order the food, and you put money on your husband's books, and it's like a separate account for family visiting. So it won't be, if you're familiar, when you put money on your husband's books, he goes to like the store that they have there, that's what they call it. They would transfer that off. He has to fill out a slip to transfer the money off to go to your family visiting account, and he fills out the paper, and he sends it in, and then your food will be there on your visiting day. So that's how you get that food. what does it look like? So depending on the prison, I'm not sure what any other prison is. This is the first prison that I've been at receiving family visits. So it's like an apartment. It's a 2-bedroom, and they have everything: the stove, the refrigerator, regular size, a couch, a TV, a radio. They have a DVD player. They have beds for the kids in the other room, and a nice size bed. I believe it's a queen size bed or a full size bed for the adults. They have a shower, a bathtub, all that good stuff. They have a yard and stuff like that with little benches outside at the prison that I go to. So it's as normal as it can be. It's like an apartment. Is it scary? I think the first time I went, it was like nervous. I was nervous, but it's not like scary. When you're inside of there, it doesn't really feel like you're in a prison, spending the night at a prison. It feels like you're in an apartment. And is it comfortable? Yes, it is comfortable. It's comfortable. You can be in a prison. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like they make it to be like a regular living situation, if I can say that. It's just like you're in an apartment, you know, you're eating food, you're able to cook and stuff like that. So I would say that it is comfortable, minus the part that you are at a prison. What else? So like I told you guys before, they have things that you can cook with. All that stuff is provided, everything you pretty much need. If you want to disinfect and clean up and stuff like that, you do have to clean up when you leave, of course. But they have stuff like that to clean up. Tissue, you know, stuff like that. They give that type of thing. And also they do this thing called count, so you have to be accounted for, just to make sure everything is going right in the visiting you know, apartment or whatever. So you would have to get up and show your face, and they come around how they regularly count for the inmates, like when they're in their cells and stuff, to make sure they're still there, they're still breathing and stuff like that, to make sure for your safety and for the inmate safety. So that you go, you know, hello, I'm here or whatever, you show your face, and that's about it. So you do have to do like a little count thing and stuff. So yeah, so I hope I answered everything for you guys. If I didn't, leave a comment below or email me. My email is in the description box. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of my next upload, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. So I know y'all didn't think I was gonna let y'all leave without checking out my last video or subscribing. Oh, y'all crazy.